And we had some people that, were pushing back. And the fact of the matter is, this is what we're doing.
So maybe we should talk a little bit about what we asked them to do. So they had to work with qualified donors. That was a big thing. So we had the whole, we went through that whole process of qualifying with each of the major gift officers, which is a long process that you talked about. Like, it's hard work to figure out, does a donor want that relationship with us? We put a revenue goal to every one of those donors who were in a portfolio. Then they had a strategic plan attached to every one of those donors. We tiered the donors, and then they met with a coach every week. So basically, where the coach is saying, did you do what you said you were going to do?
And strategize with them on, like, here's another way to touch them. Here's something else you could send. This is what someone tried in a different market or in a different area, or I've had people do this. It was just like really one-on-one. And I think that's a game changer. That level of accountability is a game changer. And I also feel like, there's a misnomer people may have about organizations like ours. Universities, health systems, they've kind of cracked this code, right? But for ACS, we haven't been players in this philanthropy world. So when you came to ACS, there was no portfolio of 10K plus donors, like 150 10K plus donors. People would come and want to know where that was. And it's like, it just didn't exist. And that's what we built. And so when I say that's so much work, that's what's so much work, because we started this really, at a very ground level. And so now when you have someone that leaves and someone else that comes in, we have a portfolio that we can give these folks that, that of qualified donors that people can be working. We didn't have that in a lot of markets. We had to build that from scratch. And so that was the pushback, because you're hiring these, experienced fundraisers, and the expectation is they're going to get this portfolio of donors, and they are going to get it, but they're going to have to build it. And so we kind of had this is how we're doing it. Like, we had to just kind of have a commitment top down. And we did have that commitment top down, and it also helped. I was the vice president for distinguished partnerships, overseeing major gifts in the Northeast. So I was able to have some credibility among my peers and other leadership to create that support. And then, we kind of saw that success throughout 19 and 20, had an opportunity to now kind of drive this at a nationwide level. And so that's when I moved into the role I'm in now, overseeing this nationwide. And if you would have told me at the start of 20 that there'd be a pandemic, I could never imagine. But I'm so grateful that we made this commitment when we did, because we had such growth in this space in 2020, because literally, like, events stopped.
Yeah.
We had nothing. We had no events whatsoever, like virtual events, thank God, which was great. But we were able to reach out to our donors and tell our story. And first time in the history of the American Cancer Society, we weren't able to fund our research budget. And, we were able to raise an additional $30 million in 2020 for that effort by, doubling down on all of this work that we did. And then we added more mid-level staff. And then, it kind of grew from there.